All right, what's going on, guys? Trev back again, here to bring you another video. This one's going to be doing another Walking Dead video for today, leading up to the return for the second half of The Walking Dead Season 10. In this one, we'll start things off giving our thoughts on the new We Are The Walking Dead key art for this back half of Season 10 for the Whisper War, and then we'll give our thoughts on Michonne getting some new pets, and whether or not we think we could possibly see Andrea return for some of Michonne's final scenes. Alright, and I'll put the link in the description so you guys can go ahead and check these out, these new Walking Dead key art pictures. Comicbook.com has them. So We Are The Walking Dead. So they haven't really promoted the back half of the season too much as being the Whisper War, but that's pretty much what it is, I think, right? Maybe they're afraid that people will get turned off to the whole idea of another war in The Walking Dead because All Out War was not received well at all. So maybe that's why they don't want to do that. But this one is kind of a legendary sort of quote for Walking Dead, which is "We are the Walking Dead." That the Walking Dead refers to the survivors and not the walkers, and that was used nice in the comics, especially as things kind of ended off. There, if you read the end of the Walking Dead comics, you'll know what I'm referring to. So the first one we have here is of Alpha, and she's screaming. Oh, she looks so angry, right? Middle-aged, angry balding woman, right? So, it's kind of funny. I don't know. It's just, I don't know. We are the Walking Dead, so she's yelling at something. So we'll see. So it's gonna be some fun to see what happens with Alpha in this back half of the season. We did our death predictions video. If you guys saw that just last week. And, the key question for that one is who do we think will kill off Alpha? And most people think, they're thinking like maybe Negan or Carol. Not too many people for Gamma. And so we'll see who ends up being right with that one there. So those are kind of some of the more likely prominent names for that. Then we have the second one here. We Are the Walking Dead. So 2/23. So not too long now, guys. We got a few weeks, right? It's not bad. We got about 3 weeks. Gives me some time to finish up some other stuff, and then we can get ready for lots of Walking Dead this year with Walking Dead's Season 10 second half, and then World Beyond, eventually with Fear during the summer, and then eventually returning with Season 11 close to the end of the year. Awesome stuff. We Are the Walking Dead, so she's got the... what are those called? Knives that have knucks on them, the brass knucks. Just very cool, right? So Carol looking kind of gnarly there in the picture, right? She's like a pit bull or something. She looks angry. They all look angry, right? Well, Daryl looks cool, right? As I guess we would come to expect. So We Are the Walking Dead. We've got Daryl. He's got his Bowie knives, which is fun, and we know he might be the first to escape the cave, or at least, well, we pretty much know who's going to escape the cave, and maybe who's not. We'll have to see. It's in the trailers. It's not like spoilers or anything. It's just if you just watch the trailers, you can see who's alive outside of the cave afterwards. It's nothing. If you're that inclined to, if you can't wait until the 23rd. These days I'm fine to wait till the 23rd. It's not, yes, people die in The Walking Dead. It's part of how it is. But as long as Daryl and Carol don't die, I think we're good. Speaking of that, so will she survive or not? We have Michonne and. I don't know. We Are the Walking Dead. We'll see what happens with her. We got some new stuff in the trailers for her, some little new kind of footage for her. It looks like she's going to be getting her pets back, which is fun. Michonne's pets are she just takes 2 zombies and she just cuts their mouths out and cuts their arms off and uses them on chains to kind of walk around with her to kind of it's sort of like it's almost like a Whisper-esque type of fashion, isn't it? She's kind of covering herself to cover her smell so that the zombies don't know she's alive, and then she's taking 2 zombies and cutting them up to go along with her to kind of mask her and camouflage her in with the dead. So Michonne was doing Whisper-esque stuff before the Whispers were even a thing, right? So that's kind of OG, right? So that's kind of cool. And then the part for Andrea's possible return. So link will also be in the description to comicbook.com so you can check it out. Will Andrea return for Michonne's final story in Season 10B? And I'm not sure what kind of gave them this idea, whether it is because of some of the stuff that they saw in the clips for the trailers for this half, and maybe it looks like we could see a flashback for Michonne, because there was that time with her and Andrea that they were there and kind of traveling around, and eventually found their way to Woodbury in Season 3, right? So yeah, going from Season 2 to Season 3 when they're all split up. And then eventually the stuff that happened in Season 3. So I don't know why why they kind of thought that would be a thing for that. I don't know if there's any spoilers I'm not aware of, or if there's anything there that would allude to it. I haven't seen too much myself, but would that be cool if we could see a return for either, be it like a flashback sequence or hallucination or something like that? Man, that would be really cool. And it does look like there's some clips in the trailers where you have Michonne, she's kind of running around doing her thing, and she's got one of those, so she's got, is it a skull cap or whatever that is that she's wearing, a beige one, that we saw in the, you remember the clip that they showed where she's got Lucille and she's pointing down at somebody? So it looks like that might not be fake. It might be in this back half of the season. It's just strange that we saw it in the trailer for the, before the season even started, with her with Lucille and everything. Maybe they thought it was that good of a thing that they wanted to put it in the trailer, and they had somehow already filmed it at that time. Maybe possibly due to her leaving and scheduling and whatnot. I don't know. Sometimes they film things out of order or whatever they have to do to work out with everybody's schedule and everything. So is it possible that scene with Lucille wasn't just misdirection? We actually could see Michonne don Lucille before her leave in the series. And I'm just can't wait to find out what's going to happen with Michonne, because Michonne is one of my favorite characters in The Walking Dead. I do have to say, she is super cool and everything. And in the TV series, they also kind of gave her an up, because she was able to be, because Andrea wasn't there, she ended up being with Rick, and that whole thing, and the way that all went. I remember like the promotionary posters where you have her and Rick and they're standing together, and it's like a larger world, and you have them kind of looking over like a valley and everything. Was that for season 6 or season 6, season 7, that type of time frame where they were just getting started with the multiple communities and everything like that. So that was really cool, man. I love what they did with all that. Sad that both of them are going to be out of the series, and that Carl's dead too, right? It's like the whole thing's gone. But now you have Judith that's going to continue on, and RJ, and how will that be without her? I have absolutely no idea what that's going to look like. I just hope that Alpha doesn't end up killing Michonne, because then it'd be brutal, man. Everybody would hate that, right? It's like, and you have the race concern too, right? It's like it's like I'm gonna go there, probably not gonna go there, probably not. So as Michonne's final kind of thing. So I don't think so. So how's this whole thing gonna work out, man? Well, I guess we'll see. We'll see how it all fits into place. And at least looking forward to seeing some, focus or concentration on Michonne before her time in the series is up. Which, damn, man, is pretty soon. Within a couple months here, Michonne that'll be it for Michonne, probably like a month pretty much 3 weeks till we start, and then maybe 4 episodes of the second half of the season, and Michonne's history. She's done. Wow, yeah. So really, I'm just looking forward to seeing whatever they do with Michonne before her exit. If they bring back some older characters from her storyline, like Andrea, man, that would be really, really cool. Because Andrea never got her just due in the TV series. It'd be cool to see her again. They did bring back Shane for Rick's kind of goodbye, and I think and Herschel and the others, Sasha and that. So, and that worked out really good. So I thought for Rick. So maybe for Michonne, if they do something like that, I mean, it could be. I don't know, man. It could be pretty cool. We do have a few questions for today, but not too many. You guys can keep sending me through whatever you have. If you have any video requests or questions or anything like that, definitely will take them. I've been busy selling stuff. So I'm selling lots of figures. I sold another grand worth of figures. That was cool. Some Sentinels and some other stuff like that. So that's fun. And so Christine Meek sent through the first one, who said, "Who do you personally want to see kill Alpha, Trev?" So I think, my favorite for that would probably be Carol, if we could see that. Maybe we won't. Maybe it will just end up being Negan instead. But, if Carol could kind of get revenge in that way, or some way, this season, and kind of maybe finish things off with some kind of epic confrontation between, Carol and Alpha, and Carol wins this time, that'd be really cool. Which also makes sense too, because you sort of have the villain best the hero a few times, and then eventually the hero gets him, right? So or the heroine gets him. So if Carol could get her, it's like a mother versus, it's like a good mom versus bad mom, right? It's like the most evil bitch mom ever, with Alpha versus Carol, who's like everyone's mom, right? It's like everyone want Carol as their mom, right? It's in the zombie apocalypse, So Bridget Uphoff says, "I want Lydia to kill Alpha." Okay, right? It's like, you can see that, right? Revenge for her and all the things that she did, and not raising her right, and not, being good to her. I do like to see, though, that Lydia seems to be pretty good in and of herself, right? She doesn't seem to be too too, what's the word here? Contorted or too twisted as a result of being Alpha's daughter. Because you think, okay, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. If you have Alpha, who's this messed up and crazy and evil and everything, that Lydia, her daughter, would end up being basically the same way. Usually that's it doesn't fall far from the tree. Usually it's what it is. You have a bad apple and then you have another bad apple. But it doesn't really seem that way. It seems like Lydia is actually pretty good for the most part. Maybe she takes after her dad more, or she just saw all the crazy shit that her mom's doing and decided, I don't want to be like that. So, but Bridget wants to see her kind of get revenge on her mom like that and be the one to kill her. Well, but who's been wronged more? Well, okay, maybe you could argue that over time Lydia might have been wronged more. But for Carol, I mean, with Henry and everything like that, I think I want to go with Carol as being the one to do it. Anyway, that's me. But I get it, Bridget. If you rather see Lydia, then that makes sense to me as well. Tesla Da Vinci says, Trev, do you think that Kirkman hates his fan base? If you do, you should hear what Alan Moore has to say. So do I think Kirkman hates us? Do I think Kirkman hates Walking Dead fan base? Actually, I think he does to a degree. I think at least there's a sadistic part of him a little bit that, and this is what I think it is on the outside. So I'm not going to put words in anyone's mouth or anything. He can say what he wants to say if he wants to. But I think that he resents the Walking Dead fan base because the Walking Dead became so huge and so many of his other properties went relatively unnoticed, right? So it's like, okay, so put yourself in his shoes. You're a creator. You're creating all this great stuff. And maybe you think The Walking Dead is okay. Like you did The Walking Dead. You think, yeah, it's good. It's zombie stuff. It's fun. Whatever. It's cool. But maybe you think Invincible's better. Maybe you think that these other series, like, oh, these are smarter. These are more witty. These are more, I put more hours into this and these are whatever. But the fan base just doesn't respond that way. The fan base is like, no, Walking Dead is the best, and we're always right because the market's always right business-wise, and that's it. Walking Dead is better than all your other stuff that you've ever done. And that's why we're all such big fans of it. That's why we care about it. And we don't care about Invincible or these other series too much. Invincible's good too, by the way. And Stephen Yeun is going to play Invincible. He played Glenn in one of the animated versions. So I'm really looking forward to seeing that. If that gets done, and it's supposed to be, if that finishes and it releases properly and everything, I'll be looking forward to doing a review of that because I'd just love to see Glenn's voice, Stephen Yeun, play Invincible as the lead character in that series. That's going to be cool. It's like a superhero series, like a Superboy type of series. Like take Superman and Spider-Man, put them together, and that's kind of Invincible. It's sort of in somewhere in the middle of there. That's the way I see it anyway. It's still awesome too. It's really good stuff. But I think he to a degree does resent his fan base because I think we're so avid for Walking Dead, and I think over the years he just got annoyed by it. I think he just got dejected by it to where he's like, why do these people only talk about Walking Dead? All these other series, all this other stuff, and all they want to talk about is Walking Dead. So it's like, yeah, man, but that's markets though. That's the way, that's the Pareto distribution. What pushes to the top, it gets all the attention, gets all the spotlight. All these other series are like, yeah, they're okay, but they don't get pushed. That's the way our society works. McDonald's sells most of the burgers, that are gonna be sold, and then you have Burger King, and then Joe's Burger Shop can barely keep the doors open, barely sell enough burgers to keep the lights on, right? That's Pareto distribution. That's what happens. Things get pushed to the top. It's not fair. Life's not fair. That's just what it is. So for him, maybe Invincible have a good run coming up here soon when it gets its movie and it gets its other stuff. But I do think to a degree he resents his fan base for being so Walking Dead heavy and not so into some of these other things. I like his other work too. I think Invincible is great also. I have almost every issue of it. Just missing the last one or two, I think. Maybe I'll finish that up because it is a great comic too. And the last one will be from Ash Williams for today, who says, Trev, what do you expect from Fear Season 6? What ideas or what do you think? So expectations for F Season 6. I don't know, man. I'll have to kind of go into that. When we see a trailer, it'll probably get, we'll probably be able to do some expectations for season, stuff like that if we want to and discuss it. I'm just not sure how many videos you guys want to see on it because I was questioning that last year with Season 5, and then the second half of Season 5 was so poorly received that going into Season 6, I'm just going to keep doing my thing, and if I feel like doing the videos for it, then I will. But expectations for Season 6, we kind of know some idea of what they're going to do. It sounds like they're going to bottle off a lot of stuff with different sections with Virginia and the different, groups. So you might see an episode that focuses on, 2 or 3 characters, and then another one, another group, another set, and then each episode will focus on a couple different, or something like that is what they've kind of alluded to in interviews. So I would expect to see that, only because they've kind of told us that's what we're going to be looking at. But the stuff with Virginia, we'll see how it's received, because the stuff with Negan, when the survivors were under Negan, people didn't like it. So now that the fear group is going to be under Virginia, are people going to like that? We'll see, right? We'll see how it's received and everything. So, but we'll definitely do some reviews for Fear Season 6. We'll definitely do some videos on it, and that's pretty much all I got for you for now, Ash. Aside from that, what can I expect to see from it? I hope it's good, right? I hope it's... I'd like to see a whole season, if possible, that's as good as Season 5's first half or Season 4's first half. If they could do something like that, if they could have the first half be that good, or as close to as good, and then the second half also be as good, then that would be great. I'd love to see that. Because the last couple of years, I feel like, and I've said this a few times, they start off awesome, and then by the time the season is ready to end off in the second half, it's, just kind of spacing things out to end off the season. And, it's like the second halves are pretty weak. So I'd like to see a season with Season 6 where, the first half is still almost as good as the others, and then the second half ends up being pretty good too. And I feel like last couple years with Fear, we have not seen that. So I don't know, but let me know what you guys think about all the Michonne stuff. And if you like the video, leave a comment below. Leave me some other questions if you guys want for some more videos, or video requests on absolutely anything you guys want. Send it to me, and if it's good or I think it'll work, then we'll do a video on it. Thumb up this video, share, favorite it, and subscribe at the bottom left. That's it for this one, guys. I'll see you again soon for another. It's Trev, and I'm saying peace. Later, guys. See you soon.